It's December 14th, 2023 in Broomfield, Colorado, where an officer responds to a home for a wellness check after a husband, get this, said he grew concerned over his wife's not responding to a text.
Hello.
Oh, I was just, I'm their neighbor, and they called, and they're like, can you go see if she'll answer the
Oh
door?
yeah, he sent us as well. So
Yeah, I'm like, I live in the house.
just next door. Okay.
All right, well, you got this.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate it.
The officer finds a neighbor at the door, who investigators would later learn was called by the same man to check on his spouse.
$151, send medical, and $110. I need a 4 Sentry. I got a female down in the garage.
You heard that right. The officer spots a woman unresponsive on the ground in the garage and takes action. Once inside, investigators find the caller's wife, Christelle Krug, beaten and stabbed to death. Next, we catch up with that concerned husband as he arrives at the scene. Police identify the man, seen here, as 44-year-old Daniel Krug, the victim's spouse of over 20 years. Let's rewind about a month earlier, when the victim alerted authorities about an alleged longtime stalker who she says recently cranked up the heat.
All right. When did he pop back up?
So, first text message was back in October.
Okay.
Just threats.
Just out of nowhere?
Yes.
Just
He
pop
does
back?
this. He does
Okay.
this, and he's been doing it for over 20 years.
Okay. So this is, so,
This is the first time it's this violent,
Okay.
aggressive. Normally it's hey, how's it going?
okay.
Nope. So the last contact was, I'm guessing, more than 5 years ago, just because it was I had a Facebook account at the time, and I don't have that, and haven't had it since pre-pandemic, so
Okay.
easily, like, whatever, how many years before that. Yeah, no, completely out of the blue, and not engaging at all, so there's absolutely no response from me.
Okay.
And he's still going. The in-person stuff that's scaring the crap out of me, and why I logged this, was starting since last Tuesday, and it's been almost every day since.
Okay.
I've gotten a few days break.
And it's always been text message, or has it been
And emails.
email? Okay.
And he's changing his phone number every single time he text messages me too.
Christelle explains that an ex-boyfriend from over 2 decades ago, who she says has periodically contacted her over the years, suddenly popped up again, but this time things were different. The soon-to-be victim describes explicit text messages and emails that grew to be threatening in nature, alongside inappropriate pictures too graphic to show. Next, investigators invite the couple to the police station to get more details on the alleged stalking after they said a cryptic photo of Daniel heading to work was sent to Christelle's email.
So anyway, that made me go, is this his number? Where is he right now? What kind of car is he? Like this was alarming. He's never said this kind of stuff to me before, so whatever. And the fact that it went so emotional is like, something's really wrong here. Then things go dark, right? And this is when I then contact you guys, because this now is escalating. This is not just threats against me, it's threats against my husband. He contacts me, and you'll see my little log that this is an email address he contacts me now from more frequently, like he actually reuses it. But he is now showing that picture that day. There's snow on the ground. My husband had only gone into work on that Tuesday for Halloween.
Okay. I'm guessing that it was creepy, but not real. You know, lots of people are jerks online. Sure. Other than that, I'm sure she has mentioned to you that she and I go through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
Daniel made some disturbing comments, calling the alleged stalking, quote, creepy and not real, before revealing his marriage was, quote, on the rocks.
Fortunately, even though my husband has a camera in his car, he did not see anybody.
Sure.
And then unfortunately lost all the video because he didn't save it. So.
Yeah. She didn't want me to panic, so she didn't share all of the details of the log. And so, as I got all of the details, my panic level has gone considerably higher. Not now, because I'm in a police station. Sure. And honestly, this is the safest I've felt since Monday at lunch.
So anyway, just a lot of like very sexually explicit, very graphic, very just like poke the bear kind of thing. And then trying to prove to me that he can follow us.
Yeah. I went to the grocery store briefly on Tuesday, and someone behind me dropped a can, and I panicked.
My husband did see these, definitely this message, so he very much still remembers that if you ever need someone to corroborate that they saw it, but I don't know how credible of a witness someone that my husband would be, but...
Yes and no, but...
Yeah.
So what am I doing? I'm panicking. And I'm doing a shit job of protecting my wife. As bad as I am, I care more about her safety.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that 100%.
Now, I'm sorry for this. Wear a mask around the kids.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, because this is now so distracting and so constant, and it just anytime my phone buzzes, I'm just I don't know what's coming my direction.
That takes us back to December, where Daniel is caught on a surveillance camera, casually walking into work and waving at a security guard, moments before calling police.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
And we've had threats against us. We have both been targeted by a stalker.
Okay.
Threats have been made against my life.
Okay.
And threatening to kidnap her, which is why I'm nervous that she's not answering me.
Yeah,
I didn't protect her. I was supposed to protect her.
Let them know about
She had a gun. She was supposed
Daniel is escorted to the police station, where detectives have plenty of questions for him.
I know. Did what you said. Call police. Conversion, call police. Did what you said. I didn't protect her. It's not your fault. I was supposed to protect her. She was rushing me out the door. I was Greenfield. I was leaving.
she told me that I had to go because she had a meeting. She was rushing me, and I went. She sent tissue, but she texted me asking me to pick up. So I canceled or skipped my my CFO meeting, so I could get, and I left her for this.
And you couldn't get a hold of her. She sent you that text. And that's as much contact as you had with her today.
And I panicked when the check marks weren't there.
What do the check marks mean? Got it.
Daniel tells his initial story to investigators, saying his wife allegedly rushed him out the door before texting him about the kids shortly before the attack. Prosecutors would later allege that Daniel sent himself the message from his wife's phone in a suspected alibi attempt. That's when he said he noticed she hadn't read the text and panicked before calling police and a neighbor.
Came up with Kickman because
Yeah, I remember him having a
he was
conversation.
going to kick his ass.
Daniel now explains the family nicknamed the alleged stalker Kickman before one detective decides it's time to read him his rights. Let's see what he has to say.
I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have my brother. Yeah, I've mentioned him. He's the sheriff's lieutenant. And I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And in typical cop fashion, he married a prosecutor. So I had Lynn's voice in my head going, get a lawyer.
Daniel ultimately agrees to talk, for now, but one detective digs in for further details.
That she didn't respond.
It was a really specific question about a time impacting the kids. That's something she will always respond right away on. And then, other than that, that was enough for me. That felt weird. It hurt me that she didn't tell me about the stalker when it started, but she brought me in right away once he sent her a picture of me. And at that point, she brought me fully up to speed, and I saw the horrible messages. I saw the ad, all that crap. And that's when she and I started working on game plans. Again, what do we do to protect family, to protect the kids, define your threat level. She had a gun. She was armed. I don't want lethal items. We didn't let each other kind of be alone anywhere. Had to take dogs for a walk or dog for walks. We would do that together.
So it almost sounds like all this kind of maybe even brought you guys closer, not maybe emotionally closer, but you guys were physically sort of working on things besides your kids.
There was a
mutual.
Yeah, there was, over the course of November, there was a better team feel.
Okay.
We respond to crisis.
Right.
And I told her at that point, I told her I didn't want to die for someone to care about me anymore.
And how does she take that?
Angry. Obviously. Mostly anger that I said it now, with everything else going on. So she said she didn't want to talk about it until all of this was done. And then he got quiet, and we just kind of sat in the... I want a divorce.
Okay.
I have loved you every 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was hurting when I said that, and what I wanted is her to say, She cared about me. She did. What's his name? The other detective said that the cameras were turned off. That shouldn't happen. The only way that the cameras can be turned off is through the app. One of us has to hit the button.
According to an arrest affidavit, multiple home surveillance cameras were not recording at the time of the incident, while another was found covered in blue painter's tape.
So, in my brain, I'm thinking someone made a move against her. So in my brain, the story that I have is someone came to the door. Maybe she went outside to get a package, and they must have come in. And she's a fighter. She's strong. She would have fought.
And why do you say that? Have you guys fought before, or you just know that? Okay.
I know her.
Okay.
She refuses to be a victim.
So, I mean, who do you think killed her?
I'm sorry, that's the first time I ever said that.
I'm sorry well, that's what happened, and that's why we're taking this so seriously.
Now, Daniel again points the finger at the alleged stalker when investigators reveal some conflicting information.
I have nothing. And I'm terrified to bring my children home.
The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Right. But both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that was back to your office.
I don't know what to do with that. There are Wi-Fi access throughout the facility for employees, and there's public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility. And we literally post the passwords in every single meeting room.
Okay. Because I guess the biggest concern is just the timing of everything, that it just doesn't quite make sense to have somebody create an account, take a photo, and then immediately send it off, and then the account is no longer being used.
None of this makes any sense.
Things are certainly pointing in one direction right now. So I'm going to throw this idea out there. Right. You know he has reached out to her in the past a number of times.
She's been very open about that, yes.
Right. The last time was 2016-ish. He had asked her at one point if she wanted to have sex.
I think he's approached her multiple times.
Right. So this next time, if there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with or anybody else, we might create an account to see if we can create a facade or see if Christine's actually interested in it. So we ask her and push the bounds a little bit and see if that will confirm our suspicions of infidelity. You don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st. So you amp it up a little bit. Send a photo of yourself to her, an account you create. See what her response is.
Maybe this started out the way that it was recorded, and then maybe it turned into something different.
Is that would suggest that I would put my children through this.
But I think ultimately what happened today would bring you the closest to your children that you've probably ever been in your mind.
There has to be someone
that was able to turn off the cameras, that was able to access a password-protected system to turn off cameras, that was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts, to send messages and photos, to act as a stalking suspect. Well, tell me. Help me make sense of it.
I don't know, I'm not the one who does this. I'm analytical at work, and I read and write fiction at home. I don't do crime drama. I don't know what it is. If you're adamant that it's not Kickman, then there has to be some.
Kickman is 6.5 hour drive from here. There's no way you could have made that drive. If you flew, we would have record of that. That doesn't show up on any sort of flight record through the FBI, DEA, Homeland Security, anything like that. And then, in fact, he was contacted in his house, severely intoxicated.
Let's join officers more than 8 hours away in Eagle Mountain, Utah, where they catch up with the man who Daniel claimed to be responsible for the crime.
She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her?
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long's the ex? Like, how long ago?
1999.
Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a minute?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014?
Yeah.
The ex was definitively ruled out after investigators said he had a verified alibi and no evidence to show he had traveled.
So I've been looking at you, but I've been waiting for these records to come back.
It sounds like you're accusing me.
We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide a legitimate explanation other than it wasn't me.
We have publicly available internet.
Say if we told you that other people you talk to that are close to your wife expressed that she had maybe told them that she suspected you of having...
She said that right to my face. That she wanted to know if it was me.
But why would she suspect that? I don't understand how we take a leap from we haven't had a romantic relationship for a long time in our marriage to I suspect my husband is pretending to be my stalker. How does that happen? There's a missing explanation in there. There's a missing piece to that. I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know
Me too.
what caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened. I believe that you've been because there's no other logical explanation.
I want to know what happened to her. Did she fight? Did she get shots above? Where was she in the house? So tell me. Did she fight? Did she get shots on? Where is she in the house?
We haven't been there to know, and there's only one person in this room that can tell us. Detective Kim Sullivan and I have been here with you.
I think you know the answer to all those questions. I think you got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now, because you can't go back. And you can't go back to, stalking her secretly, or pretending to be her stalker, or making plans, having cooperation with one another, although it's not romantic, having cooperation with one another to to fight together against Kickman.
You have your theory. It is wrong. Please find the right.
Is this the point where I'll have whatever that checklist is, I say, I'll have it ready to you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Daniel asks for an attorney and ends the interview, but it's not long until we hear from him again.
Because I don't. You don't believe that? Fine. Just don't stop looking elsewhere. Focus on me. Okay? Find the difference. Are you married? With kids? Divorced? Right behind you. I don't care if you capture him. I just want the fucking pay. He took my children's mother for Christmas.
According to the Broomfield District Attorney, Daniel was accused of freeing Chris Steele's ex and carrying out an elaborate plan to cover up his crime. A jury later convicted Daniel of first-degree murder, stalking, and criminal impersonation. He was sentenced to life in prison.